Hey guys, so this is what I wanted to talk about in the last meeting. We didn't get a chance to talk about, but these are basically some tools I wanted to use to kind of keep ourselves organized and be able to communicate a lot better than we currently do now. And I think doing these changes or figuring out a better system right now would be really beneficial as opposed to doing it later when we already have some other internal systems created. And so these two tools are Slack and Trello. Trello, I'll show you in a second, are really tools that are used a lot in the tech industry in this process called Agile. But don't worry about that. The basics is that an organization is much faster when it's transparent, when it's organized, and when people can just communicate a lot faster. And so Trello in particular is designed to make sure people understand what tasks they're going to do within a certain period of time, and also just allow them to put information onto those tasks. And these tasks are supposed to be granular, right? They're like, do this draft or plan this thing or talk to this person, right? And just are able to just, people be able to see the progress other people are making while they're doing it. And it's kind of an accountability thing, but mostly a transparency thing, right? We want to see, are people, has this been done yet? Can I, mention, instead of emailing someone, be like, hey, have you done this yet, right? We can just look and contact them. All right, so this is Trello. As you see, the entire thing is a board. So I made one for the Noble Association, but this is just a demo. And to go into the basics of it, it's basically split up into lists and tasks, right? The lists are these things that are coming down. So there's an about list, a backlog list, a going to do list, a doing list, and a done list, right? And this is generally the structure for organizations like mine, right? So the way my company organizes is we have an about section. An about section is just an explanatory tool to just store links, store bios, store anything that we want to reference at a later part. So it could be explaining this board. This is how I have it set up right now, where I'm explaining what each of these colors do. So the green would be student planning, the red would be student outreach, so you can just look at this and know exactly where you're at. The backlog are all the tasks that we want to do, but not necessarily right now. So it'd be stuff like changing a banner on the Twitter page or something that's not necessarily needs to be done within these 2-week periods. The planned section would be all the things that need to be done before that next 2 weeks. We would make sure all these things are done. During these 2 weeks, though, once you have a task that you're doing and you're starting that task, you can move it. So if I was taking task 2, I would assign it to myself, and then I would say, okay, I'm starting to do this. I'm starting to do the outreach for this task. I'll move it into doing, so people can recognize that I'm actually working on this, and maybe not something else that's in the planned. Once it's a plan, this is specific to my company, so we don't have to do it. But we would have someone, once I finish kind of doing it, I can check with my people, the other people in my group, go into the review, and that's when they agree, okay, is it done or is it not done, right? Do I still need to work on it, or can we consider it a done task for these 2 weeks? At the end of those 2 weeks, we'll go into the done field, and Olamide or one of us can just go through one by one and say, okay, hey, did you get this done? Did you get this done? Did you get this done? And then at the very end, we can tag this, whatever week it is, whatever day it is, and then archive it, and then create a new one. And the reason for archiving is we can always go back to archived items and find what exactly we did that week. So we can always go back and see those attachments, see all the work we did, specifically who did what, and all that would still be in the system. And so the entire point of this is that at one glance we can say, hey, this is what this person's doing, this is what this person's doing. This person's too busy doing this to get this done. Maybe I should take that responsibility. Maybe I should, outreach this person. Oh, I noticed that this person's doing a similar thing that I'm doing, so I should reach out to this. And it just makes us understand from an organizational standpoint where each of the people are. it also holds us accountable, right? I think a lot of times we sometimes forget all the things that, are kind of tasks that we need to do in those 2 weeks. And this, makes sure that we're documenting it and reminding ourselves of what exactly needs to be done.